So, we decided we're going to start recording our conversations and putting them on Divine Now.
We were talking about magic.
Talking about a bunch of stuff. We always do. And I think a lot of the stuff that we talk about would be food for thought for the rest of you. So, last night I was made aware once again about who Nell is to me. Remember the codes were talking about resurrect Uriel in the east. That's what they told me to do. Resurrect Uriel in the east. I don't even remember what code that was. Should I look that up, honey?
Wow, it's gonna take a long time.
I don't think so. All I have to do is type it up because I think that's word for word what they told me. And the codes, it's one of the ones I uploaded, I'm sure. Let's look. I'm having a brain fart.
You are
2 hours.
Alright.
In the east. 1315.
Well, yeah. We were talking about magic and all kinds of stuff. I watched a video about, what was it? When Beneville went. So,
Okay, 3 possible codes that brought that up would have been 1315, 1758, or 293. It wouldn't have been 293. It would have been either 1758 or 1315. Where they told me to resurrect Uriel in the east. Okay.
I don't claim that title.
And this is Gabriel and Adonai that talk to me telepathy and give me codes.
Yeah.
And tell me to look at the clock or other things for information. They tell me what to look at. So we were talking about Nell and who he is and how we came about.
Yeah.
So I'll let you first start with describing how you found me.
On Facebook. Yeah.
Make sure you talk loud enough.
I can hear it. I'm sure of it.
Okay.
It was on Facebook, yeah. Well, I was interested in UFOs, right? UFOs, and, well,
ETs.
first I was interested in remote viewing. And I was looking at remote viewing, right? And then I was watching Missing Children, that 411.
Yeah.
Maybe you guys know that. And I was like thinking in my brain like, why don't they combine those two? And so I typed in remote viewing missing children. And on YouTube there came a guy up called Richard Maras. Okay. Oh, we started talking. I was like, wow.
Yeah.
What?
He's from Canada.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. And yeah, we started talking after a while and this and that, and he was talking all kinds of things like Jesus Christ and things of that nature. Yeah, he was like looking, remote viewing, missing children, and yeah.
And he has lots of dealings with ETs and spiritual stuff too.
Yeah. And so we were talking, and I ended up in his Facebook group. He had a Facebook group about UFOs and Bigfoot and all those things. And so, yeah, I was just in there commenting and watching his stuff. But Dee was in there as well. Yeah.
Yeah.
And she was just commenting as well. But I didn't really see her picture. After, I don't know, a week or two, I decided to look, oh, who is this Deneen? I was like, let me check her out. And I clicked on the photo, and I was like, holy F, I know this woman. I know this woman. And that's totally how it felt.
He recognized me.
I recognized her. And I was like, this can't be real, because this is obviously in America or something, or Canada, I didn't know at that time.
Yeah, and you're from where?
Belgium.
Yep, Belgium.
So,
The other side of the Atlantic. And I'll draw a connection in those dots in a minute. But anyway, later.
yeah.
Hopefully
So,
I'll remember to do that. Remind me of the Atlantic and the reason why that dot. Okay, go ahead.
And then we started talking. Well, I reached out to her. What is it? Messenger. What was the first thing I asked to talk to you about? Are you a kitty person? A kitty?
Yeah. His
And
first question after I friended him, first he sent me the friend request. And I sent a note to Sir Richard, whom I've known since the very early days of YouTube. I think probably 2006 or 7. Maybe earlier. He had a channel called Kayakless. And I was on my channel I See Lies. Because I see lies. And I sent him a note and I said, who is this guy? Is it safe for me to friend him? Because I don't friend just anybody, period. So don't try to friend me on Facebook, because most of you won't get through. Only a few do. But, and he said, yeah, he's okay. And so I went ahead and friended him, and the first thing he asked me is, are you a cat lady? Interesting that you said that, because those very words come back around. Because the goddess happens to be Illyrian. Sekhmet. She is a cat humanoid. And people have made comments about my eyes going into slits and claiming I'm a reptilian. Well, sorry, folks, yeah. I'm not reptilian, I'm Lyrian.
I've seen it
From
myself.
M58 star cluster, I might add. Just FYI. Okay, go ahead.
I've seen it myself.
Uh-huh. He's seen my eyes shift.
Yeah.
And my face. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
You definitely got some weird stuff going on, baby cake.
Yeah, I do.
Which a normal person would totally freak out.
Yeah.
Say like, hey, a witch or something like that. Yeah.
Or a reptilian.
Reptilian.
I'm not reptilian. And I told them that then.
Are
I said,
sure?
I'm not a reptilian.
Are you sure?
I'm positive I'm a kitty cat.
Maybe one of the good reptilians.
No. There are good ones. But go ahead. Anyway.
But yeah, we started talking, and right from the get-go, I had feelings for her. But, that was also the time frame when you did the channel, right? The Divine L channel. Well, it was
Critical Break.
Critical Break.
Back then, yeah.
And you were talking about that they are telling you that you are the goddess, right?
Yeah.
And I was like, okay.
And I was like going, I think they're full of shit, but they want me to start doing videos.
Yeah, and so I was like putting that together, my feelings for her, right? And then the goddess, I was like, okay, that sounds about right, because these feelings that I have is like unreal to me. It's like,
yeah, why you have feelings for somebody you don't
stranger,
know?
Yeah.
Complete stranger, or you assume is.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And so, yeah, we continued on talking and talking some more. I developed some more feelings, and after a while, I was like, what was that? I think almost half a year later.
And we figured out. I had the dates written down. Where did I put that? That when you friended me on Facebook and everything, I had that written down somewhere.
October 2017.
Did I put it on this? No. I got it somewhere. No, it was 2016, wasn't it?
No.
2017.
100%
Are you sure?
sure.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, it would have been 2017, I guess.
But yeah, and after a while, I said, yeah, I had a bunch of feelings for her. Yeah, and she was like, yeah, you couldn't believe it, I guess.
December 2018
Yeah. And so.
is when he sent. Well, he started making noises that direction
Making
all
noise.
November.
So.
And even October-ish, I think, you were kind of voicing that, and I was trying to give you tips on going out with girls.
Yeah.
Because I was trying to dissuade him. Because I wasn't looking for anything, period. You know, end of subject. I had my walls up. Had my armor on and walls up.
But yeah, I took that sledgehammer and I broke down those walls.
Yeah, you did. And with the help of Gabriel and Adonai and some stuff that they led me to.
And so, yeah.
When we were talking, because of his name, because I see patterns in the letters and the numbers, and his name is Pasquinel Ludovicus Mary Louise Marian in English.
Mm-hmm.
So he's got L in his first name. And I asked him, I said, did your mom have a birdie whispering in her ear when she named you? And he said, nah. I was like, you've got L in your name. And he was like, nah. And then I was speaking with someone else that I'm close to that I haven't gotten to talk to much in the last year. But we were trying to pick apart who he was. Because I knew he was significant somehow. Just didn't know how big. Anyway, he also has the words Mari, Marie, in his name twice. He's got Marie Louise, or Marie Louis.
No, Louise.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And his last name, Marian. Say your name so people hear you say it in your traditional tongue.
Pasquinel Marian Marie Louise Ludovicus. Well.
No, say it in order.
Yeah, that's not the order. Pasquinel Ludovicus Marie Louise Marian. Yeah.
Yeah. So
I got used to it.
yeah, he's been speaking so much English, which he self-taught, by the way. He taught himself English. They did not teach it in school in Belgium, so
not for me.
No, not in his age group. No. Anyway, we were really digging into who he was, me and this friend of mine, and who I won't name right now, but he's significant too. But anyway, so I started, and he pointed out he's got Mari in his name twice. And I think his name, whether his mother knows it or not, she likely does not know. She's very asleep. His name was supposed to be what it is, because it was supposed to get my attention. And it did. It did. And I got that code, Resurrect Uriel in the East. Well, Nell was definitely located east on the other side of the Atlantic from me. Yeah. I don't know what led me to this exactly. I was looking through who he could possibly be incarnate.
Demon book.
Yeah, through a demon book. And something got me on the path of him being the Archangel Uriel. And I'd have to go back through and maybe
I know
even
what it
look
was.
at my chats with
I do know what
the
it
guy
was.
that I was talking to about who you might be.
Because you were equating my name to another name that really was like it, and that name was, in other words, Uriel. But it was so far-fetched that I couldn't... I cannot believe it now either. So.
Yeah, I just started connecting dots.
Uh-huh.
And
So-
and I'm like, I think you might be Uriel.
Unless I have the answer right in my fucking face, like, hey, you're fucking Uriel.
Well, see, Nell's got the same problem I do. I don't totally 100% buy into
Yeah.
who Adonai and Gabriel keep telling me I am.
Mhm.
Even though they told me all my life, you're an angel, you're an angel. And then they started pointing at which angel I was.
I'm never gonna walk around online like, hey, I'm Uriel. And
Right?
No.
Yeah, see, it's hard.
not gonna
It's
happen.
hard to, unless I get full memory recall back, then I don't think I'll believe it totally.
I don't have any.
I mean, there's so many freaking bizarre synchronicities, or what some people would say are coincidences. There's too many to ignore. Way far, far, far. I've talked about all the freaking weird stuff with the bloodline, my family coming up out of Scotland, the fact that we have a Rosebud Sioux tribe connection, which is the Lakota have the white buffalo woman prophecy. And Rosebud Sioux is Lakota, despite what others might say. And
But yeah.
because there's some contention between the tribes and the Lakotas. Okay, just saying. Lakotas, Dakotas, yeah. And they all are related, whether they like it or not. Anyway, beside the point.
But yeah, as far like when you would think like an angel incarnated, you must have some abilities, things of that nature.
Yeah, because I asked him if he had abilities. He's like, no. And I'm like, yeah, you do. Yeah, you do. For sure. He's got the M's in his hands, first of all.
No, that's not an ability. That's
No,
a
that
mark.
just is a mark. But you have abilities and you didn't know you had them. You didn't realize what they were. And a lot of you do too, just FYI. And I'll explain that later why you do. And what it means. And just who you really are. But anyway,
But yeah, what I'm talking about, if you're an angel incarnated, I would be like, yeah, tearing this place apart, you know?
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
yeah, because you haven't stepped into your power fully yet. Neither have I. And neither have any of you that are watching this or listening. So, and we'll get into that in a different conversation about who you are and what you guys need to do. But, so, I was told to resurrect Uriel in the East. I started figuring out that Nell might actually be Uriel. Excuse me. Then,
But that's a real crazy thing to think about, because there's like billions of people in the world, right? But why would I be Uriel?
yeah, and why
Why?
why did you recognize me? And, yeah.
Yeah, I figured it was the goddess thing, so I was like, okay.
He's like,
Yeah.
maybe I was a slave for her or something like that.
Yeah, something like that. Some lackey or some, I don't know.
Little did he
Some
know.
toy or something.
Yeah. So,
Yeah.
mm,
Yeah.
so, so where are we going with this? Are we going to tell him the rest of the story about...
Just the ad baby.
I invited him to come and visit And the motive behind it was to dissuade him from a relationship, because I was not looking, because I know what I'm doing is somewhat dangerous. Not somewhat, it really is, because it flies in the face of all the religion out there. All of it, and the governments. Let me make something very clear. I do not support any government or any religion. FYI. None. And if you're watching anybody that does, you should question that. Heavily question that. If somebody's boasting and trying to push some government or some religion, mark my words, they have an agenda. My only agenda is waking you guys up and bringing the sword of destiny to you. Let me show you in this deck what that is.
Governments is a religion. Mm-hmm.
Well, it is a form of religion, yeah. It's also a fucking freak show. Mm-hmm. And yeah, we do cuss on this channel. Angels do cuss. We have more reason to cuss than anybody else on the planet. Trust. Okay. I'm going to show you guys something. Because this is real important to somebody that's an Aquarius. And those of you that are Aquarians, you know what I'm talking about. We are the freaks of the zodiac. Because we're very highly intuitive. Not much gets by an Aquarius, let me tell you that. So if you're dealing with an Aquarius, try lying to them, see how far they get you. Okay, hang on here. At least a high vibe Aquarius. Where is my sword of destiny? I need it. Come here, sword of destiny.
I'll be right back.
Okay. I'm going to show them this card. Anyways, you know, when I started this channel, the main thing I said that was important to me is that truth be what paramount. Truth and love. Those are the only things on this planet that matter. Love, number one. Truth, number two. Here we go. Here we go. There it is. There you go. That represents air. That's a very Aquarius card. Sword of Destiny. That is the crown. See the crown on that? That's who truly holds the crown in Aquarius. That is the Sword of Destiny. All of us have a destiny down here. I'm telling you that much. That's a fact. Make sure you can see the bottoms of the card. Okay. From the tops. But, anyway, I invited him to come here. And that trip was just meant for, it was during his birthday of 2019. And I thought, you know, he'll get a good dose of me and he'll go back home and be just as happy to be back home. And I offered the trip here for his birthday. When did I make that proposal? That was in February, wasn't it? That you come here? Or was it January?
Beginning January.
January, okay. So in that time frame,
she let me wait for a half year.
Yeah, I made him wait a half a year.
Effing crazy.
Well, I thought he might, you know, lose interest and go away before the trip even occurred, right?
She told me.
And yeah,
she told me I'm not interested. Instead of trying
I did tell you that. But then you sent that video, and I was like,
okay.
you frickin' melted me like a, yeah. Anyway, so, so in this interim, him and I start talking every few days on video chat. Hangouts originally is where we started out. And we talk every few days. And in this meantime, I'm piecing together who he is, or who he could possibly be. And then I started getting cold feet and feeling like I was screwing up my mission being here by involving anybody else with me personally, like in that way. And so I shut down the idea of the trip. And then, because I felt like I was breaking my vow to Adonai and Gabriel to continue on with the mission and stuff. And then I got a code that told me, that gave us the go-ahead, that the trip should commence, which was a code that had Led Zeppelin going to California on it. And if you look at the words from that song, look it up. That was the A-OK. There was another song in that code that was from Ozzy Osbourne. Which one was that? What's the name of that song?
I can't remember, but it's one of those, not a rock kind of song, but it's
yeah, and it's got
ballads
angels.
or something.
It's a ballad. It's got angels in the video.
It's modern. It's
Yeah, it's more recent. Something of his that's more recent. Anyway, those two songs were in there. But the one that was significant, that was kind of them telling me, hey, let him come. And it talked about him getting in a jet plane and coming to America, basically. And
yeah, that was
and having
exactly.
a religious experience, a spiritual experience. Anyway, we'll say spiritual, because religion, throw that out the window, because they told me to destroy religion. And I plan to, because they're all lying. Or they're parroting lies, let's put it that way, because they go to school to learn what they're parroting.
Look up the words religion and the origins of that, and you'll see what it means exactly. It's to hold you back. It is.
It is.
It is.
It's about
to hold
controlling you
back.
guys. It's
It's
totally
what it
about
means.
control.
It is
Because
what it means.
that's what this prison planet system is about, is control. They're trying to control you guys, and there's a reason. It's because of who and what you are. Anyway, so he ended up coming here, and we'll just jump to the fact that we ended up marrying on November 11th, 11/11. I remember in the codes they told me, don't fear the 11s. Well, I've learned a lot about 11s.
That was a crazy day, right?
About the twins.
That was absolutely
It's about
nuts.
the twins. It's 100% about the twins.
That was absolutely nuts that day.
Yeah, the day we got married.
That was like storm and blizzard, and wow.
Yeah.
Able to get married in the park, but I think they had other ideas.
What brought up this topic today, and why we even started talking about it, is because I got reminded, because Gabriel loves to tease Uriel. He loves to tease him. They're they're brothers after all. Anyway, he likes to call him Uri Nell, because his name's he goes by Nell now, so he says Uri Nell. So Urinel, right?
I came up with
Urine.
that name. I was like, back in the day when she came, well, you guys came up with that. Yeah, I said that. Urinel. And you guys, Gabriel, made fun of that.
Yeah,
And
he's been
since
making
then-
fun of it ever since.
Yeah, so,
Anyway, what spurred on this conversation is last night I was watching a video about magic and magic practice and the three levels of magic, and he was talking about the earth-based angel Uriel. And I'm like, hot damn, I was right. There's one of the final dots that confirm what I suspected. about
Wow.
Nell being Uriel. I'm going to point out some things on this card. We'll take the Sword of Destiny out of here for now. I'm going to point some things out on this card right here. You know, when you really start digging and you're searching, you're being the seeker, the hunter. Because there's knowledge to be found. And I don't stop digging until I find out what I want to know. And then I have to run it through the process of intuition, and which is your gut feeling. Some people would call it gut feeling.
Intuition.
Yeah. And discernment. I have to run it through those, through that screening process. Anyway, I found out that there's a lot of symbolism on tarot decks. And what was interesting is how the cards were falling. Same cards from different readers and things like that. Anyway, I wanted to point out some stuff on this World card. First of all, generally the World card, let me pull the World card out of an older deck. Here it is. Here you go. Here's another one. Don't we have a card that's got the goddess in the middle?
Your round one?
My round one's got the goddess in the middle, doesn't it?
No, the other one.
The big one?
The big one, I think.
No.
No?
No, I don't think so. It doesn't really have a World card in it, I don't think.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
You might be right.
Let me find. I was going to do this video pulling up the World cards of different decks, especially older decks. Because you're going to find pieces of truth out there, along with a whole lot of pieces of BS. But, let me find this. Oh, no, this World card. No, that's the wheel. Okay, let me find it. Because the wheel card's very similar in a lot of decks. It will have a representation of the 4 angels of Revelation. That's the tetramorph, they call it, I think. And it's in the book of Revelation. It's a 4-headed beast. Anyway, let me find that. Gosh darn it. I've got one here. I could pull it up on the computer and just point the camera at the computer so you guys can see it, but let me see if I can find it in this deck. There's a star card that represents the goddess and Aquarius, by the way. Just so you know, the goddess incarnates Aquarius. Always.